So you are where you are in life because of the way you think. The way you think couldn't have taken you anywhere else. You want to change where you are, change the way you think. You think the way you do because of what you fed your mind, so therefore if you want to change where you are, just be careful of the entertainment you watch. Be careful of the people you surround yourself with. Be careful of the books that you read, and make sure that you're reading good books, and monitor the dialogue that's going on in your head. If you can learn to control those four things, I'm absolutely positive if you will learn to control those four things, that you can develop an incredibly happy, successful, profitable, and most important, purpose-filled life. That's the first key to success. Now, you're sitting there, you're looking, you say, why do I call it discernment? Judge the seed by the harvest. I mean, I haven't heard anything about, judging the seed or discernment. Here's the reason why. How do we know if we need to improve our thinking in an area? How do you know? I'm going to say something about everyone in this room, and most of you I don't know, some of you I do. But no offense to those that I do know, and no offense to those that I don't know, but you always think you're right. You're sitting there going like, he just insulted me. I mean, have you heard somebody say, why she always thinks she's right, or why he always thinks he's right? I got news for you. You always think you're right. Reason why is because if you believe something, you believe it's right. And if you didn't believe it anymore, you would change what you believed to believe something else, and what you would change it to is something that you believe would be right. So that therefore to believe anything means that you believe that it's right, right? But just because we believe something's right, does that mean that it's right? Absolutely not. Getting back to the 19 young men. Do you think that they believed that that was the way to heaven? When they crashed those planes full of people into those buildings full of people? Do you think they believed it was right? Of course they did. I mean, you don't get on a plane, crash it into a building full of people going like, I wonder if this is the right thing to do. They believed it was right, but just because they believed it was right, that doesn't necessarily mean it was right. So how do we know what is right? How do we know what truth is? Kind of all-time question. How do we know what truth is? Well, I'm going to tell you what. I like what Jim Rohn says. He says, sincerity isn't the test of truth. He says, life is the test of truth. How do you know if you're thinking right about relationships? Judge the seed you're thinking by the harvest, the relationships that you have. You're thinking about relationships right if you have a bunch of good relationships in your life. But what if you go from bad relationship to bad relationship to bad relationship to bad relationship? Guess what? You're not thinking right about relationships. Okay? I'm not talking to college students in here, because part of the gig of being a college student is to be broke for 4 years. You're taking everything you have, investing it into your education. But let's say you're 5 years out of college and you're up to debt, up to your eyeballs, you're worried about money day in, day out. Are you thinking right about money? No. How do you know if you're thinking right about money? Look at your checkbook. Look at your finances. Judge the seed you're thinking by the harvest. Look at those areas where life isn't giving you what you want, and assume that there's a thought problem there. And then go to find the people, find the books, find the entertainment, start thinking the thoughts that will change your thinking in such a way to where you can get pretty much anything that you want in life. That's the first key to success.